On a more positive note, the sales process for those who are successful with Step Into Mystery is a very, very definite formula. We know that people will succeed if they follow these steps. We know that they will be more successful as time goes by. And it's really pretty easy if you just actually take the steps and move forward. And we're going to take a look at those steps right now. We know that the people who are successful are the people who share certain characteristics. Those characteristics are that they take action. The action that they take, again, is really pretty simple. They make a list of who they're going to call. They set aside time to make the calls of at least an hour at a time and at least 2 to 3 times a week. Setting aside time and trying to do it 5 minutes here and 5 minutes there is very, very difficult. So you need to set aside a specific time, at least 1 hour at a time, and you need to set aside 2 to 3, 4 times a week, or do a couple of hours on one day. Use one day to do most of your calling, and then do your follow-ups maybe later in the week. But you need to set aside a time and try and stick with that time frame over and over and over again. And then you need to make the calls, and you need to be excited about the prospects that you're setting up, that you're working with. You need to be excited about setting up your events. It's really fun, and you'll be excited as you do some, and as you move forward, and as you understand what you're doing a little better. You're going to find that it's more and more exciting every time you work with. The other thing is that they keep in touch with Step Into Mystery. They keep in touch with the home office. They call, they make emails, they text, they ask questions. If nothing else, it's someone to share your successes with. If you have a call and it sounds good and you're excited about it, call somebody, text somebody, send us an email that says, I had a really good call today and I think this could be really something. Touch base with us, and don't worry about the fact that even if you're not successful, call and go, I'm really kind of disappointed. I've made 2 or 3 calls and I'm just not getting anybody that answers the phone. We can keep you motivated. We understand what the process is. And when you succeed, we'll give you positive feedback. When you don't succeed, we'll give you some encouragement. So keeping in touch with us really helps keep you focused. It keeps you understanding what you're doing. It fills in information that might be helpful for you, and we can give you ideas of how to get back to people and things that might work for you in maybe just a little bit of a different look at something is what's going to make the difference on whether you're successful or not. We can suggest other kinds of groups and businesses you might want to look at if you think you've hit a dead end, and we can keep you abreast of new ideas that other reps are doing that you might not have thought of, things that might help you be successful when you hadn't really even thought about it. We have every day, every week, we have reps that are calling in with new ideas and new ways to look at things, and it really is something that we can pass that information along, and it's just the one piece of the puzzle that may make a difference to you. This is the pitfall of working by yourself and having your own business, or being a rep that's very independent like our reps are. It's something that's easy to fall into depression because you can't find anybody to talk to. I enjoy talking with our reps. It keeps me motivated. I enjoy talking with people about the business. I enjoy kicking ideas around. And this is something that helps keep you motivated. It's one way that you avoid the depression that sets in, and then you sort of lose interest and things kind of slide downhill, and first thing you know, you've just sort of given up on the idea. And that's always a shame, because this is a great idea, and the people that we have signed on are great people, and you should all be successful. So, don't be afraid to call, to email, to text, to stay in touch with us, because we want you to succeed. People who are successful are always open. They're always open to new ideas. They open their MailChimp emails to see what other people are doing and to find out what contests are going on and what bonuses are being offered. They look forward to possibilities in all conversations and in all situations. They try to think of ways to help businesses and groups succeed with Step Into Mystery events. So being open, being able to embrace new things, being able to just continue forward are really important. And of course, then I've also slid on the thing about opening your MailChimp. They're fun emails. You're going to find things that are interesting in them. They're not very big, but the other thing is they let us know that you have taken the time to open that email, because we can see on the back side decide who opens it and who doesn't. So if nothing else, the fact that you open it lets us know that you're still interested in the business, that you still want to move forward, that you're still worth our time to keep in touch with and to keep moving forward with. So it's really important for you to open those emails, as well as it's important for you to be open to other ideas and look at different kinds of situations, even in your real life. I mean, maybe you're going to be talking to somebody and they're talking about the fact that their child is in a school band. And you can ask them, does the band need new uniforms? Does the band need money for a trip? Does the band need something that they could use a fundraiser for? Always be open, and always be open to using your social media again and again to say, look, I have a great product here. I'm really doing some great things with it. Do you know anybody who might be interested in this kind of thing? Again, you're going to hear me say this over and over and over again. Keeping in touch with us, keeping in touch with Step Into Mystery is what keeps you focused. It keeps you moving forward. It lets us know that you're still very interested, and we'll spend all the time you need with you to help you be successful, because your success is our success. So we can fill in information that it might be helpful to give you ideas on how to get back with people. We can give you ideas of what might work for you, where to focus. We can suggest other types of groups and businesses that you might look at when you think you've hit a dead end. We can keep you abreast of new ideas that other reps are successfully using. So again, I can't say this often enough. There are several things that you need to do. You need to keep in touch with us, and you need to promote yourself, and that's what we're going to talk about next. But the biggest thing is that you need to stay in touch with us in order to help you yourself stay motivated. People who are successful have good working habits. When they get somebody who is interested, they immediately send the requested information. They don't put it on the back burner and wait for a while. If you don't know what to send them, call us, talk to us. We'll send you something. We'll set something up. We'll be there to help you on what you need to talk to these people about. They do follow up to be sure the person has received the information. So let's say you put this in the mail and you send an email that's got the requested information on it. Call the next day. They might not have had a chance to look at it, but you can easily say to them, I just wanted to make sure that you got the information. And that's something that you're just showing that everybody knows that emails can get lost. Emails cannot send. Emails can get stuck places. They can get stuck in trash, or they can be side pass somewhere. So you always call the next day, or if it's in the morning, you want to call in the afternoon and say, I just wanted to make sure that you got the information. And they'll say, well, yes, but I haven't had time to look at it. You go, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure that you got it. That shows that you're interested in these people. And then you need to follow up in a couple of days, in a week, adding information, answering questions, reminding people about Step Into Mystery. People do not get back to you. That's the one thing that is very, very important that you realize, is that people usually do not get back with you. You have to stay after them. I have people that I have called and called and called to the point where I think that they're avoiding me. And, it turns out they just needed to get to the point where they could say yes. I've made a lot of events and set up a lot of events that were from people that, as I said, I thought were avoiding me. They just really did not seem to answer any calls that I made to them. But keep following up, keep going back. If nothing else, it shows them that you're interested. And at the worst case scenario, sometimes they stop and look at the program just because they want to be able to answer you one way or the other. Our little cartoon here is kind of interesting because it gives you the idea. It's a little hard to read, so I'll take a second to go over it. It said, we had loads of people come to see us at the stand at the event. It was brilliant. So it could be an event, it could be a call, it doesn't make any difference. But the fact is that you had very good positive response somewhere. And then the woman answers, hey, has Gary managed to call back any of them yet? And she wants to know what the response is. And the guy answers, no, but he's made sure that all of them have a business card. And her answer is, I can just hear the phone ringing already. She's being very sarcastic there, because the phone isn't going to ring. The phone isn't going to ring unless you make the effort to get back to these people and to follow up on what their initial interest was, and do it in a timely manner so they can still remember what they talked about. They listen, people who are successful listen to what their prospective clients have to say. We're going to be doing a whole unit on that because I can't tell you how important it is to listen to the people that you're talking to and to find out what their concerns are, what their goals are, what they want to accomplish by working with us. So you need to listen to find out what the business or group is interested in and what they want to accomplish. You need to ask about what they've done in the past and what was good about it, what was bad about it. They find out what past efforts have been successful and when they were disappointed and why, and they make sure that our events accomplish what the client wants to accomplish. And there may be times where we have to come and say, if this group wants to do a fundraiser and they have 5 people in their group and they want to raise $10,000, we can't do that. This isn't a realistic thing for them. So you need to talk to them about what more realistic goals might be, or in some cases you just need to say, we can't do that, and I wish you luck in finding someplace that does. We always want to make sure that we can realistically accomplish what it is that we have said that we can do for them. Successful people add on to their sales. If a group or a business is doing an event, why not suggest that they schedule for a year to ensure availability of dates and to take advantage of special pricing? If a group is doing one type of event, why not see if they might be interested in another type to accomplish something else or to serve another part of their market? So people who are successful are people who are going to look at different possibilities of working with groups that they do well with in order to be really successful over and over again with very little effort. For example, we do Normata Winery, and we've done events with them for the past couple of years. They only want to do 2 a year, but still, it's something that comes in. They're wonderful people to work with. We enjoy them, and we schedule 2 a year with them. It's something that I only have to touch base with her with an email and say, what do you want to schedule for next year? And we've got them. This is something that at this point I am putting in just the amount of time that it takes me to go and put on the event, and that's some pretty big money because these are always big successful events. We also do 2 events a year. It's a big $3,000 contract we have with Chateau Morisset. Again, we did it last year. She sent me an email at the beginning of January and said these are the dates for us to do it this year. She's a nice person to work with, and this is something that I don't have to spend a lot of time in sales with, and I'm making really good money for the amount of time that I'm spending putting on these events. So think about the fact that you can add on to them, you can always get back with them, you can always suggest that they do more events or different kinds of events. Successful people keep track of their past leads and follow up a month or even the next quarter. Maybe they didn't say yes right away, but if they had an interest, if you sent them information and you call them back and they haven't said yes or no and it's kind of strung out, get back with them in a month, get back with them in a quarter. Maybe they've said it wasn't quite the right time. Maybe they're doing something that they need to get back to. So, don't be afraid to call these people again. It's usually easier to get back with somebody who had an initial interest than it is to start all over again. So it's faster to touch base than it is to start with a whole new lead. And a lot of times these people will be conversions for you. They'll end up setting events up when you really thought that it was a kind of a blind alley. So never be afraid to go back and follow up on your past leads. If you've got nothing to do and you're interested in making a few extra phone calls, go ahead and touch base with these people again. I mean, don't bug them so much that you have overwhelmed them, but if you don't want to call, send an email and just touch base with them and see how they're doing and what they might be interested in the next quarter. And finally, I said I'd get back to this. People who are successful promote themselves. Don't be afraid to use your personal social media to talk about what you're doing over and over again. You're excited about it. It's something that's good. It's something that's interesting. It's something that's very new. You should be proud of the fact that you're in a very new area and you're presenting something that's fun for everybody to do. So ask for ideas from your people that you're in contact with in social media. Ask them to help you find places that might be interested in it. It builds interest in Step Into Mystery. Sometimes these people will end up attending an event. It brands you as a professional, that you're offering a service. It it makes people aware of the fact that you're out there doing something that's fun and interesting. And it's certainly more interesting than talking about what you did when you woke up this morning. So don't be afraid to use your social media contacts to talk about Step Into Mystery. And I can give you a couple of examples real quick. I've always posted a lot on the social media, and I've had some people that I have posted that know me, that have posted talking about this. And I ran into a person that was kind of a friend of mine. She's not directly on my Facebook account, for example. And she said, "Oh yeah, you do the Step Into Mystery. I really want to do one of those. I saw that, and I'm really interested in it." And so I said, "Well, we have an event going," and I told her when, and she goes, "That's great." And sure enough, she signed up for it. So sometimes it's along the way. Don't be afraid to mention the fact that we do fundraisers, that we can do. We can help people, we can help businesses, and this is something that is of interest for churches and schools. Ask people what their churches and schools are interested in. Get their feedback, get them engaged in what we're doing, and you'd be surprised how successful you can be. And as I said, using your social media is something that is just part of networking. It's part of what social media is really supposed to accomplish. And the best thing about it is it shows people that you're really actively doing something, that you are a professional, that you've got something to say to people, instead of just, I didn't have a good breakfast this morning, or I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Think about it. It's really important, and it's something that successful people learn to really promote themselves on their own social